Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Cosplay Cafe. I am one of your baristas, Andrea. Tonight it's spooky season. So we're going to roll our credits, bring in my co host and our guests. So let's roll our credits.
I'm too sexy for my cosplay. I'm too sexy for my cosplay. On Cosplay Cafe. Yeah, I'm a cosplayer. You know what I mean. And I do my little turn on the con floor. Yeah, on the con floor. Oh, on the con floor. Yeah, I do my little turn on the con floor. And I'm too sexy for my cosplay. I'm too sexy for my cosplay. On Cosplay Cafe. And I'm too sexy for this song.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Tonight, like I said, we're going to be talking about spooky cosplay, or mostly the spooky season in general. It's like our favorite time of the year. So first, I'm going to welcome my co-host, Crayle. I haven't had Crayle with me in a while.
I know. Now that my convention season is over, I'm hoping to make the last couple shows with
Yes,
you
we
at
only
the
have
same
a few
time.
left.
Yeah. We take a winter break, y'all. So we finish out with a trivia competition.
Yes.
There we go.
There's no prizes because, I mean, we're broke cosplayers. We can't exactly afford to get prizes.
The prize is bragging rights. It's all good.
It really is. So Kelly's not with us tonight, but spooky season is her favorite because it's also around her birthday. So everybody send love to Kelly. We miss her, but she'll be back. So we have had our guest that's with us tonight has been here before. This is Mark DeJarnett. He is KingBeast. So welcome him back, everyone. Looking fabulous.
I can't help it. It's natural.
I mean, look, if you're Cruella, you've got to just have the attitude.
Gotta have darling.
And that's why we love you.
All right, real quick, just so everybody can see her, my wife Ashley. You'll see in some of the pictures later. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
Cool.
Hi.
See you later.
Cruella doesn't share the spotlight with anyone.
Yeah, it's all me. And she's bringing one of our cats over.
Say hi, Soul.
Oh, love the baby. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
So if you hear crazy meowing in the background later, it's probably him having a spaz attack.
Oh, I would have assumed it was Ashley.
I kicked my boys out because they think the show is all about them. Crayle knows my cats too well.
And speaking of cats, one other guest.
We could make this a kitty cat show.
Right?
Say hi, Kira.
Cosplay Cafe.
Yes.
Right.
No, I'm telling you, one of my goals is to one day have the cat cosplay on the show.
Cool Gamer says hello, everybody. Hello to you too.
Cool Gamer, you always are on watching. We love it.
We do. And Lady Leota ASMR says, hey, Annie, Scoot and I are here. So
that's my sister-in-law, Ashley. So we've just met your Ashley and my sister-in-law, Ashley, and my brother-in-law, or my brother. Oh, God, Lord, I just lost it. My brother, Scoot. It's been a week, y'all.
Next time I see Scoot, I'm going to tell him he got downgraded right there on the show. Ashley will be able to back me up.
He
happened.
Heard it. He heard. I actually spent time with Scoot earlier today. I'm making his secret Halloween costume for him. So
it's not a secret from you.
No. Scoot has told me and Ashley, and Mom knows just because she lives with me. So
it's really not very secret.
Well, nobody else knows. Not even Brad. And Scoot and Brad share everything.
To the point that I saw Andrea last month in Memphis, and I've met Scoot and Brad 2 or 3 times now, and had to ask again. I was like, okay, I've only ever seen you together. Who's Scoot and who's Brad? Because in my mind, you're both just Scoot and Brad.
They're one person. My family, we're all connected. So anyway, so Mark, again, welcome back. We're so glad we're so glad you agreed to come back. We had such a great time the last time you were on.
Oh my god, I was so nervous last time. It was my first time doing a podcast, first time doing anything to this level. And fun fact, Crayle, you were at Hall of Heroes for either I believe it was their Marvel Day up in Elkhart, Indiana.
I was at Hall of Heroes the whole weekend in March.
Okay. Yeah, I was up there too.
Oh, so we just missed each other. I was vending, so I was there the whole time.
He was here. He was on the show. Mark, you were back in May.
Yes.
Because that was an experience, y'all. That was my first time running the show completely solo. It was Mark's first time doing anything like this, and somehow we didn't fumble it, and we made it through, and had a really good show.
I don't know how we did it.
And I told you, according to our YouTube, your episode is the second most viewed episode we've got on the entire thing. So that's
we're gonna
awesome.
break that tonight, hopefully.
Oh, ooh, okay.
I know
Okay. All right. So for those who haven't watched with you on before, Mark, tell us how you got into cosplay.
So it really started about, because I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is North Indiana, if you're not Northwest Indiana, not aware. And when the gaming convention Gen Con moved to Indianapolis, my boss at the time, who was a big nerd like the rest of us, he's like, "Oh, here's some tickets. You need to go. I think you'll like it." And I was immediately fascinated with cosplay, but I had that. At the time, I had that stigma of, oh, I can't do this because insert excuse, too big, I'm a guy, whatever. And about 20, I'd still go and do all that. And I loved taking the pictures of the cosplayers. One incident in particular was, I got a picture of this guy dressed as just like a Viking for his group. I'm like, can I be in the picture with you just for scale? Because I'm 6'3". And he's like, yeah, no problem. Come on over. And he just goes, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy could take me down in a heartbeat. It was like, if you know the character, it was like me standing next to Andre the Giant.
Like, I'm supposed to be the tall one.
Right? And he ended up just being like the nicest guy, taking the pictures and all that. That was like probably my first real interaction that I can remember with cosplayers. And then just as things progressed, I was like, I learned more of the etiquette for asking pictures, And about 2010, I started dating my at the time, girlfriend, Ashley. And I took her to her first Gen Con. And she's like, we need to do this, And we're sitting around trying to think of ideas. Let me rephrase this. I'm trying to think of couples ideas while she's watching My Little Pony. And she had just gotten me into watching it, so I wasn't huge on it yet. And and every idea, she's just shooting it down left and right. And bear in mind, for those who know the show, that was the living embodiment of Fluttershy you just saw on screen. And thinking she would reject it, I go, well, what if I dress up as Pinkie Pie and you dress up as Fluttershy, our two favorite characters? And she's like, I think we can do this. I'm like, well, I just talked myself into a corner on this one. And again, I still had that kind of like, dude, you're a 6'3", 300-pound dude dressing up as a pink pony. Target audience being 8-year-old girls. I'm like, nope, do it because you love her. and we did it, and I had like no negative comments. And everybody's coming up loving us. Kids were coming up. Parents were like, oh my God, we love watching My Little Pony. And it really kind of exploded from there. We eventually got the Beauty and the Beast pick. We got the Beauty and the Beast pictures or cosplays, which is a whole nother can of worms because I'd had the Beast suit, but not like the head and the gloves. Because we got married in 2014, and I was actually married in my Beast jacket. We had a Beauty and the Beast themed wedding. And so for the cons, I'd be like, well, I still want to wear this around the cons. And we met, and she wasn't totally dressing up yet. She was doing some of the My Little Pony stuff, but nothing as extravagant. And are you guys hearing beeps on your side? But that might be my computer.
I was gonna say I heard some beeps, but
Yeah, it might be you.
Okay.
it's okay. You're a popular person, I guess.
Let's do. Why are you guys sending me messages now? You know I'm live.
That's exactly why.
Right? Let's embarrass them on camera.
Look, you know
Well,
what?
in the meantime, we've got a bunch of hellos in the comments
There we
also.
Okay, that should be
Yes,
better.
we did.
Your pal Palpatine, that's Fred, says hello. Hello, Fred.
We love Fred.
Palpatine.
Brian Starnes says Oliver is watching along with everyone else in the house.
Oliver.
So that's my family.
Everyone else in the
Oliver is my little 1-year-old nephew, and everything in our family centers around Oliver right now because
Misty says, hey to my fabulous looking sister.
hello. That's my big look. My whole family is watching other than mom because she's in the living room.
And apparently I don't have to tell on you to scoot because he saw.
He probably heard me accidentally call him my brother-in-law.
Yep, you're in
It's
trouble.
okay.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. We love each other. We're all one big happy family.
But
That's the cool thing. Family supports this. So they could go, oh, that's our weird sister. We don't talk about her. So.
I have 2 older brothers that I don't think fully grasp this idea, which is ironic because one of them does Shriner work, and he'll dress up literally as a clown and do clown routines. And it's like, how can you do the clown stuff but not understand why I will dress up the way I do?
I don't do clowns. A clown, it's talking about spooky. I was in kindergarten and we went to the circus and a clown jumped out of nowhere at me and went, ah! And so for the last 30 plus years, I have not liked clowns.
I didn't learn until a couple, like a year or two ago, but the leader of the charity group I'm a part of, she's got a bad clown phobia.
Oh no.
So
she has something else in common besides cosplay charity work.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's spooky season, so we might as well talk about some of the things that creep us out. Why not?
Do you guys want to hear about my weird phobia?
You know what? Let's all just bare our souls. What's your weird phobia, Crayle?
Windmills, but not like the cute ones, like when you think of like Holland and the windmills, the ones that are like on the water, like the classical ones, the giant turbine ones that are steel. And like for the longest time, I could not figure out why they disturbed me so much. So people would be like, well, why are you scared of windmills? And I'd be like, well, first of all, it's a phobia. Like, I don't know. But I don't know. So finally I got tired of answering people and I'd just be like, because they might be giants, and like walk away. So then I started watching a lot of anime in college, and I was like, oh my gosh, they look like spines that would be sticking up on some sort of anime monster that has been slumbering underground. Like,
Weird kaiju is coming out of the ground.
right? Like, I'm not sure if each one is one individual monster, because then in a windmill, like, field area, that would be so many of them, or if they're, like, all, like, spines sticking up out of one gigantic organism. I don't know what the creature is under the ground.
It'll be the spinoff of Attack on Titan, the Dutch Tulips edition.
Dutch Tulips edition. I love it. I love it. The ideas we come up with on this show, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Fred says, working on a cosplay, listening to Cosplay Cafe. I wonder what cosplay you're working on, Fred. You should tell us if it's not a secret.
Well,
Mark, do you have
Attack on Titan, but put a big windmill pin on your back. There you go.
Don't tell Fred that, because he will do it.
Terrifying.
Fred loves doing he was on our humor in cosplay episode.
Oh.
So. Fred definitely likes to take the twists and turns and making them a little more fun.
Those are the best kinds of cosplays, are the ones you don't expect. I mean,
well, nobody else has it. Like, you have this one little inside joke twist to your costume. Nobody else is going to have that same costume as you.
Right.
Oh, my husband is going to love this. Fred is doing a Belter EVA suit from The Expanse.
That's...
My husband loves The Expanse.
I started reading the first book, but I haven't finished because it's about, the size of a brick. And my brother Brad's a huge fan of The Expanse, and he's read a lot of the books. I have not finished them, but they were good, what I've read. So,
are there pictures in said books?
No, unfortunately. But you can watch the show. There is the show, The Expanse. So there's pictures there. They're moving.
Ooh.
David McDonald says, Baratna.
Hi, David.
Yeah, when it comes to knowledge outside of Disney, I'm still pretty hit or miss on a lot of things. So
that's the craziest thing for me, is like going to cons, judging cosplay contests. People, we tell them, please bring a reference photo, because I cannot tell you how many times people come in and they go, I'm dressed as this character. And we all go,
who?
There's so much, because, it's not just, if it's a comic book convention, it's not just a comic costume. It's not just, an anime costume at an anime con. It is anything goes. And especially my anime knowledge is like 20 years old at this point. I don't know the newer stuff.
Oh. Oh.
But I know my Star Wars. I know my Star Wars. I know my Disney. I know my old anime. I know my comics. Now, new anime, don't ask me a thing about it. I know what Demon Slayer characters look like. No clue who they are.
I have Ashley to thank for my expanse into the world of anime, because before her, maybe knew about that much anime-wise. And then I was introduced to her, and she's like, well, I've got Soul Eater, which we named our white cat Soul after Soul Eater.
Yeah.
Soul Eater, and in particular, my personal favorite, Assassination Classroom.
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
Why are you hosting this show right now? You need to watch it.
All right, bye, y'all. Apparently, we've been given an assignment.
I mean, it works. It's Assassination Classroom, so we just got an assignment.
Right? No, it's... Needless to say, in my opinion, I mean, I personally like animes that have the... I like more goofy over the serious, which is why I'm not a huge fan of Attack on Titan. Because I keep hearing it's like a pretty serious anime.
Never watched it.
But like Assassination Classroom has that perfect level of goofiness with a somewhat serious plotline that is right up my alley, and it's still one of the very few things in my adult life that has made me literally cry. The second to last episode will probably put you to tears. For real.
Wow. I cry easily, I was literally crying in the car today listening to the Disneyland parade music. Also,
And by the way, I'm so jealous of you being able to go to Disneyland.
look, we planned that trip for over a year.
I can still be jealous.
Yeah, I've still never been. So
See, I've been to Disney World, but I finally got to go to Disneyland with Robin, who is another friend of the show, and our friend Jordan, and we had a very great time. Yeah, I didn't want to come back to the real world. Well, some of my coworkers.
yeah,
Hello,
Jessica
Jessica.
Frederick says, "Hi Annie, it's Jessica." Smiley
Yeah,
face.
so a lot of y'all know me as Andrea. At work, I go by my nickname Annie. So that's why you see it, and like with family, Annie is my nickname. It was my name my grandmother gave me when I was like 2 or 3 months old. So here we are 40 years later. Some people call me Annie, some call me Andrea, whatever. But most of my cosplay friends know me as Andrea. So
Yeah, there were like 4 other Davids at work when I met the David that I'm married to now, and his last name is McDonald. And they were out of like Dave and David variations to the point that everybody called him Mac. And he's not even MacDonald, he's McDonald.
yeah.
So as soon as we started hanging out outside of work, I dispensed with the whole Mac thing. I was like, it doesn't fit. It's not right. But
it doesn't fit
Annie
him.
works just fine. Yeah, see, you've met him now. You know, he's
Yes.
he's just not
No.
a Mac.
No, he's a David. He's a David. Yeah, no. Nicknames are weird. People they get them. I've been called Andy by a few people, but I always felt that was just a little weird.
Well, be
Right,
glad you,
Go ahead, Mark.
Oh yeah, sorry. Be glad you weren't born a Mark, because anybody who's watching this who's named Mark and is probably at least 25 or older.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, I bet you can guess now, can't you? A certain now actor that started as a rapper that if we weren't on YouTube, I would say some 4-letter words right now. But
Trust me, you have to be careful with words. We get weird bot comments after certain words. Those are always interesting.
Yeah.
I still have people saying, "Yo, Marky Mark, what's up?" It's like, oh.
Yeah, just like, how many times do I have people call me Little Orphan Annie or sing Smooth Criminal? I don't know how many people just come up and use the line, Annie, are you okay? I'm like, never heard that one before.
Even sometimes nicknames like just seem very obvious to lots of people. And it's like, my name is weird. Most people haven't met a second Crayle, but
Right.
yeah, I moved around a lot as a kid, and there'd be some kid who's like, Crayle, I'm gonna call you Crayola. And even when I was in college, and people think it's like
you're just like,
you're the first person to have ever thought it, and I'm just like, that's been my nickname since I was like in kindergarten. It's all right.
You're like, yay. Yeah, we all go through those.
No.
I see a kitty. I want to pet the kitty.
The most unique nickname I ever had was Miss Indianapolis, and it was when I lived in Arizona.
They're like, well, it works. That's where you're from Indiana. It's fine. People are interesting.
Not to get too sob story, but growing up,
Don't worry, roller coaster of emotions. It's fine.
That's cool. But yeah, growing up, I was always bullied and prodded, and I was given all these not nice names. And growing up, I was like, no, I just want to be called Mark, not Mr. Mark, not Marky Mark, just not Marcus, Mark. And now, ironically, as an adult, it's like, I am Beast.
Well, you've taken it and owned it.
Right? But like in the cosplay world, it's like, I love it if somebody's like, oh, hey, it's Beast or KingBeast. Or at my local game shop, for anybody that plays Magic the Gathering, I am the Red Burn player of Fort Wayne. So it's like, I wear this stuff with pride, and she'll probably come out here and hit me with a pillow for saying this, but Ashley always calls me the polar bear too.
No, that's actually kind of adorable, though.
That is my spirit animal. I am I am the polar bear. It's like you watch me from afar. If I'm friends with you, I'll be the nicest person. You got my bad side. Oh, you done messed up.
I know a lot of guys like that, like especially the bigger teddy bear type guys, best friend in the whole world until they're no longer your best friend.
Yeah, yeah. And if you ever next time you talk to Julie,
Yes,
ask her about how she got to see for like 10 seconds a side of me that hasn't been around since I was arrested as a teenager.
well, there's a story there too. It sounds
Yeah.
like that sounds like a dual story right there.
No, with me being arrested as a teenager, long story short, I used to have temperament problems. Got arrested. Probably one of the best things that ever happened to me because it's like, it's a good thing that happened to me as a teenager because if this happened as an adult, yeah, I'd be watching my back in jail probably.
Well, you've turned that around because look, now you do charity work in costume, and you love. So, how about that? Why don't you tell some of our viewers about your charity work? What kind of stuff you do with that, and put us back on that cosplay track? There's no rails here. We don't always.
Oh,
This is an all-terrain podcast.
Sometimes we're in space, even.
right. So for about the past, given COVID, I've been a part of this group since 2019. We are the Summit City Cosplayers, spelled CAUSE, not cause as in cosplay.
Yeah.
And basically what we do is we dress up as various more well-known characters. I'm doing Beast me and Ashley are doing Beating the Beast all the time. And we don't do birthday parties or anything like that, but we will go to various charity events like cancer walks, like suicide awareness stuff, autism walks, because two people in the group, or I'm sorry, one person that's part of the group, by the way, hi Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
He has autism, so autism is a near subject to a lot of us in the group. And the easiest way to put it is we go out there and for whatever time we're there, we try to just put smiles on people's faces. One of the things I was taught, because admittedly, when I first signed up, looking back on it, I think I signed up for the wrong reasons. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be part of this group. I'm going to be doing the Beast. I'm going to be stealing the spotlight. People are going to be loving me. And it's like, I kind of butted heads at first. Oh, I shouldn't say kind of. I did butt heads at first. I didn't know proper etiquette. I didn't know how to handle situations with people and other cosplayers for that matter. But then Gen Con 2019 happened, and I had taken that stuff I had learned, and sorry, I get a little emotional right now. No.
It does that. It does that for you.
So Gen Con 2019 happened. Me and Ashley were going to do Beauty and the Beast for our Saturday tradition. And long story short, her dress at the time was getting there was something wrong with tying it up in the back or something like that. So she didn't do that. But I'm like, well, I still want to do the Beast stuff. You're okay? She's like, yeah, go for it. And we meet up with some friends. And like every 5 seconds, people are like, excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. Is it okay if I get pictures with you? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm looking at my friend Scott. By the way, Scott, if you're watching, hey Scott. And he's just like standing there laughing his butt. He thought it was hilarious. And this one lady comes up with her 3-year-old, and she was dressed as Anna. And at the time, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to treat her like any other kid, and be nice. learn from my previous experiences, just be real nice with her. And the mother says, okay, we got a hotel connected to the convention center. Are you guys going to be around? Because we got bell dress. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to be here, here, and here, and I'm going to be in the parade later. He's like, okay, we'll keep an eye out for you. Be like, okay, cool. I always try to keep an eye out for any bells I see. The parade happens, and I always remember this. If you ever go to Gen Con and you do the parade, one of the things they always yell at every cosplayer at the beginning of the parade is, do not get out of line. Do not stop for pictures. And we're like, we know. Parade starts happening. We're walking through one of the areas, and I see the girl in the bell dress. And I'm like, well, screw it. What are they going to do? Kick me out? So I just walk out of line, go up to her, because there was like a little bit of a break for a sec anyways. I just walk on over, hug her, kind of mess with her for a minute. And one of my friends like, Beast, line's starting again. I'm like, okay, cool, doing all that. And I kept hearing like all these ahs and all that. And I'm like, okay, I made that girl's day, 2 days later, we're getting ready to go do lunch at, Gen Con's over, we're at home. We're getting ready to do lunch. And then all of a sudden I'm looking on Facebook. It's like, Mark, you've been tagged in a post on the Gen Con page. I'm like, and the father of the daughter sent a message with like 2 pictures of me interacting with their daughter saying, does anybody know the name of this guy? Because he went out of his way above and beyond to make my daughter's day. And all we heard about for the rest of that convention from her was, I got to meet Beast.
Oh.
And then it exploded like wildfire. Like, people were sharing it. It was blowing up in the comments. People were like, yeah, dude, we saw the Beast before the parade, and he was treating everybody was coming up to him. He was treating them like they were individuals. Like, I made that much of an impact on people. And it was like that real, light bulb moment for me. And I was like, this isn't about me anymore. This is about trying to make sure every person that comes up wanting a picture, whether I'm a dude dressed as Cruella or dressed as the Beast or dressed as Bane, just trying to make sure that they get that feeling that little girl had back in 2019.
It changes you. Seeing the kids' reactions
really,
I always say as cosplayers, we definitely are lying if we say we don't want people to take our pictures, because we do.
Oh, yeah.
We want somebody to recognize us. But when I started doing the volunteer work like you do, that's when my brain went, these kids don't care if I look exactly like the character, if I'm the same size, if I'm, as skinny, or if I'm, getting to be plus size, whatever. Because, last time, if y'all didn't see Mark the first time, we did talk about plus size cosplay. And that's something that, was very dear to all of us, about the growing, when you first started, I'm not the right size for this. I'm not the right this or that for it. But those kids don't care. They see a character and they're just excited. It was like me at Disneyland. I'm going, oh my God, there's that person. Like, I've never seen this character before in my life. Literally going, it's Mickey Mouse! Like, it's Mickey Mouse. But, at the same time, I felt exactly what those little kids feel when we do the volunteer work, or they see you at a convention, or even you see some adults, especially if you do characters that they don't always see that they love. They freak out. And it's an awesome feeling. It's like, it's kind of corny and cliche, but it gives you a whole new meaning to being a cosplayer. And it's so much fun to make some person's day. And you never know whose day you've made. They might have been having a bad day. They see a character that they love. That little girl will always remember that. You were Beast, but you took your time out to interact with her, not just a hi and bye. Right. So she's always going to think about that, like how the Beast treated her like a person. instead of just somebody to keep on going.
And I know this is a cliche. This is another cliched comment. It's very hard to describe said feeling too.
Yeah.
It's like once it happens, it's like it's like you did something very right in the world.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just it's an emotion that, like you said, you can't really totally put it into words, but it's awesome. That's the best way to put it. Is it's awesome to feel that way.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are over the half an hour mark. We're actually 40 minutes over. So are you ready for the Cosplay Cafe catwalk? You don't have to go first. We never make the guest go first.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. All right.
Mark is we unfortunately don't have Kelly here to sing. We need like a sound clip of Kelly singing. I mean, I know we have it in our opening now, but we need that for when Kelly's not here, because Crayle and I are both like,
I'll do it this time. I'll do it.
So you going first, Mark, or one of us?
Let me move. If my screen goes out, I'm sorry. My computer's old.
That's okay. We'll just talk about you behind your back and while you're not here.
The thing is it just can't handle if it goes out, it can't handle your fabulousness.
That's what it is.
Right?
All right. Mark's too sexy for his cosplay. He's too sexy for his cosplay. He's Cruella de Vil.
Please don't skin puppies. That's not nice.
He's too sexy for this.
I love that coat, though. That coat is fabulous.
Oh, my God. When I decided... So, the whole story behind this is back at the Hall of Heroes Comic-Con that Crayle were at.
Didn't meet somehow.
Right.
Didn't know each other at the time. Now you know to run into each other at that con.
Oh. And speaking of which, Crayle, I haven't forgotten, we were supposed to meet up back in August when I was down in Indy for Gen Con, so we still need to work something out.
We do.
Like a shoot. Just let... God. Yeah, the dreads wearing a big fur coat.
This is why you don't skin puppies.
Oh. I don't... To quote another Disney movie, I don't think her plan was well thought out. No. But I just lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Killing puppies?
Something about Hall of Heroes?
Yes. Okay, so the whole story behind this revamp was Hall of Heroes in Elkhart back in March. I had done a gender-bent version of Cruella with this coat, which I've invested too much in not to use. I'm not going to say how much, but I'll let you guys have fun trying to guess. But you guys could probably go to my Facebook page and scroll the photos a little bit, and you can see some pictures. But I had way too many people sitting there going, "Oh, you're cosplaying as a pimp." And I'm like, okay, first off, do you not see the Dalmatian, the black and the white? And I was wearing, if you see the pictures, you should be like,
we have it in our pictures to share in a minute. I think you sent us one for your photos. I think we might have it in there.
It might be because
I'm squinting like this because the thumbnails are really tiny.
It is so hard, even on a good computer screen, to do our admin stuff. It is the little tiniest
I can't
thumbnail.
tell if it's in here, so you'll just have to reference back if we do have it. I'm sorry,
Right.
I tried.
Go to if it doesn't show up, people go to my Facebook page, look up photos, scroll down to like back in March. Some pictures of me wearing it next to a former guest, Night Mage.
Oh yes, we love Night Mage.
Michael. Yeah.
He is the greatest human.
No joke. He is one of the reasons I had part of the confidence to be like, you know what? He can dress as a French maid. I can dress as a princess. I can dress as Cruella.
I wish my legs looked
Like-
as good in a costume as his do.
Right.
Let's just be honest.
Oh,
Like that man. Like, it's not even fair.
Yeah.
I'm shit.
All right, Andrea, I'll arm wrestle you for who gets to go next.
I don't care. You want to go?
I'll go. All right.
Okay.
I am the Baxter High Ravenette version of Sabrina Spellman from The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. And I'm too sexy for my cosplay. On
Try not
cosplay.
to. Are you trying not to get caught with your headphone cords there?
Yep. So, and I'm trying to show the back. So, no, you can't really see. I had to have my husband help me pin this to take in because when I got it, it was the right length and skirt size for me, but the sewn in top was like 4 sizes too big somehow. Like, I feel like it had to have been some sort of error manufacturing, like the dress piece.
Hey, being a
So-
plus size cosplayer, I can tell you, always better bigger than not big enough.
Oh God, yes.
Absolutely, yeah. If it had
So
been
much
too
easier
small,
to
I just
take
wouldn't
in than let out.
have known what to do. But my husband had never pinned anything before.
David, we love you for all of your help that you put into everything.
Yeah, and now, like, unless you're looking really closely, you can't even tell. I mean, some of it's still just held in by safety pins, but it's all pinned up really neatly, like on the inside where you've got it tucked in and everything. So I
He's not
think
gonna
we did
let
a
you
good
go out
job.
there. He's not gonna let you go out there looking bad.
No, because he's my
Right.
photographer, and it's that much harder to make the photos look nice if your clothes don't fit.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I'll go real quick.
All right.
'Cause, look, we've seen this one before.
Mm-hmm.
It's all just. I'm just
Andrea's
in awe.
too sexy for her Crowley. She's too sexy for her
But-
Crowley.
I got the contacts finally.
I did notice that. Yeah, I'm glad you're pointing it out though, because from like when you're small on the screen, I'm worried some of our viewers later might be like, "What's going on with her eyes?" If they don't know the
Yeah,
character.
they're moving just a little bit, but you know, hey, they're supposed to be weighted, but they still want to do whatever they want to do.
Mhm.
So, which is very Crowley of them. So, oh look, we're fabulous sunglass twins. Look at that.
Took you long enough to notice it.
Look,
Every
I
little
spent
detail in your costume.
I spent the Sunday of Memphis Comic Expo wearing these all day inside because my contacts didn't come in. I'm like, well, Crowley doesn't take them off for people to see his demon eyes, so I'm not going to. When I got outside, I was just like, I shouldn't have done that. All day inside with sunglasses on. But you know what? I was committed to the character, okay?
So, fun fact with those glasses, because I've had those for a while. I got to get some new ones because those are about ready to break. But one of the pictures, and I'm pretty sure I submitted it, as I will call him now, my fellow henchman, Klaus. He calls those my Dr. Nefario glasses. And he keeps insisting that I get a lab coat and a computer.
Oh, that is the photo that I was looking for.
There's your
That's my original like first run of it.
Cruella.
And the version where I kept being called the pimp, it was basically the same thing, and that's
Oh,
Yeah,
so I was just trying to find the photo we're talking about now. I can stop.
I'm like, we'll be getting to those in just a minute because it's not like we have to stick to an hour format. We go over all the time. It's fine.
I'm a villain. We don't follow the rules.
Sabrina in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina also doesn't follow any of the
See,
rules. There was just,
we
we think
picked-
there's an exception for you. And she's like, well, now there is.
we all picked the right characters. I'm the freaking fallen angel. We got Cruella.
Right.
We got Sabrina. I mean, I think we did all right with the choices, and we didn't even coordinate.
Exactly.
Look at that.
Now, if this stuff didn't come in, I was going to dress as the, for those who are Haunted Mansion fans, I was going to wear my tightrope or Sally Slater / tightrope girl cosplay, which was the cover picture.
Yes, our promo picture
But-
for you.
Thankfully, the wig, gloves, and a couple other things I don't want to mention made it in on time. So I was like, screw this, I'm doing Cruella, you know? Yeah, real quick. So the picture about me being the pimp is basically like that, except I was wearing the fur coat and I was wearing a hat that was half black, half white.
And so everybody thought,
It was like, oh, he's a pimp.
you're like,
Oh.
no.
No.
And I'm like, first off, maybe I'm old fashioned on this, but even in cosplay life, the first thing you shouldn't say to somebody is, oh, you're a pimp.
Probably
You
not.
look like a pimp.
And
Maybe if it's your friend messing with you, but
Right.
you know.
Well,
Barry,
Brian
we'll get back to the
Starnes
picture.
says
Yeah.
that was an awesome picture, and we're gonna get back to the pictures now.
Yes, that.
Oh.
If I say Bear whenever you see Brian, that's what we call my brother. Sorry.
And that's some members of my cosplay group, the Summit City Cosplayers. Scarlet Witch is our CEO, Captain, Queen, Julie.
Yes.
That handsome dude wearing the business suit with the black tie and the bald head. Can't remember his name, but
He's some guy we know.
Ant-Man, he's my fellow henchman, Klaus. When you see the picture I submitted later of me and Ashley doing My Hero Academia, he 3D printed out almost all my toga gear as a birthday gift.
See, friends that give you cosplay stuff are the best.
They
Oh,
really are.
We love cosplay presents.
That and I was his guinea pig. And the Loki, who is also the Mandalorian in this picture, is my good friend Elliot, who is his Loki actually won Best in Show at Hall of Heroes Comic-Con back in March.
Very nice.
And my favorite Star Wars character out of the entire franchise, Moff Gideon, with the Darksaber.
Nice.
So there's my Star-Lord. I can't remember her name, but our group was invited to Rochester about a month ago now, if I remember right. Just kind of testing the waters for this library wanting to do like some more interaction stuff with their kids and reading. And I was like, well, I can't talk to kids wearing the Beast Hood, so I'm gonna do Star-Lord. And we there was like 4 or 5 of us, and we took some action poses. And it was, for a very small, quaint little thing, it was actually a lot of fun. Just very social, or more social than I thought it would be.
Some of the smaller ones are better because you can interact with people
Right.
more.
Oh, and she's part of, the best.
He's like, hold on.
Yeah, go on. Real quick, that Jedi, she was actually a member of the 501st, and she was telling me stuff that I did not know about if you wanted to sign up for the 501st and like all the rules. And
Oh, it's so in depth to get into the 501st, the Mandalorian Mercs, the Rebel Legion.
My husband is trying to get into the Mandalorian Mercs with his current build, and he's just like, basically, you have to check the forums every time you take a step.
Yeah, it's insane.
And since I have, if anybody who's watching has not watched, or that I can't speak.
Okay.
When you guys were doing the 30-day cosplay challenge, I pretty much made it known, especially after an event, especially after our Pride event here in Fort Wayne back in July. I have come out as a cross-dresser. Ashley supports me all the way on that. It's helped me be like, you know what? I don't have to do gender bends. I can do the cosplays. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can be a straight, happily married man and dress up as a ballerina in a painting at a Disney ride.
Why not? I mean,
You know.
nobody seems to say as much about the women that crossplay. I mean, I'm literally dressed as a guy right now. people don't say as much about that. They see a man doing a crossplay,
When
and
I do it,
suddenly
it's like, oh, for heaven's sake, can't do that.
they automatically, you know, and once again, because we're very much a pride supporting show, they just go, oh, he must be gay. No, maybe he just likes dresses.
That's exactly what it is.
Stigma. There's a stigma for some reason for men doing crossplay where there's not for women. And so that's something I could get up on a soapbox about for hours.
That's one of those lessons I've been learning. It's like, why is it taboo for me,
but not for someone else? It's a double standard.
Oh, real quick, if we can go back to that picture of the Haunted Mansions.
Yes.
Fun fact, this was not intentional. Look at my footwear, for those who know the character.
You're wearing Crocs. And if y'all know in the expanding room, she's got crocodiles underneath her.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
It was totally unintended. I'm like, oh my God.
But it's perfect.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I have to wear these from now on. And there's my clever girl who's a boy.
The cat makes the whole Jurassic Park thing even funnier.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, and I cannot speak how important this picture is for me personally, because this was at our Pride convention back in July. I originally thought, I was gonna do this for to support my friends, and we go into it, and as we're walking there, one person driving by yells a certain word that can also be a pile of sticks. And Ashley understandably got really upset, and I'm like trying to calm myself. I'm like, don't do it. It's not worth it. When we get over there, we're going to get so much more positivity. And we get over there, and I'm like, okay, we're going to get attention because, it's Mark dressed as a princess. It's a guy dressed as a princess. We had so many people coming up and being like, oh my word, are you guys My Little Pony? Yes. Luna and Celestia? Yes. Oh my God, I love that show. I love your guys' dresses. Can I do pictures? And we were getting stopped. Like, the only other time we got that much attention is when we do Gold Dress Belle and Blue Suit Beast. And it just blew my mind. I mean, to say it blew my mind for just how great everybody was and how welcoming, how accepting, and how I didn't, quote unquote, feel like a freak. It really, it really changed everything from like this point on for me for like doing female cosplays.
You were in the Pride community, and because they are so used to being marginalized, they're gonna be so much more open and accepting because they know what it feels like. And everybody they really can make you feel good.
Right. And fun fact, though she, as of right now, unless something happens to the dress, but I doubt it, it won't be until March, but I will be entering that with a new set of wings in its first competition in March. So
awesome.
When it gets closer to that, cross fingers.
Hey, we'll be cheering for you.
We will.
Oh my God. That, by the way, Crayle, I think that was the event where you were in that back area and I didn't know you yet. And then like a week or two later, I did the podcast.
It has to have been like, that has to have been it.
So, but I love that Hulk. And oh no, you're good.
Okay,
but
we still got a lot of pictures.
All right, we haven't even gotten to viewer submissions yet, but
yeah, we got a few of those.
Right. Our favorite villains, or probably favorite characters. I'd have to ask Ashley, but Toga, hands down, best character in My Hero Academia. changed my mind. And it was, like I said, everything with the exception of, I think, that collar. I think it was the collar and the tubing. That was all made by my fellow henchman, Klaus, who was Ant-Man in that previous picture.
That's
He,
awesome.
that was all his first time using a 3D printer. So I was kind of his guinea pig.
Man, we
and-
love friends with 3D printers.
Right?
Oh, man.
So one of us is dressed absolutely awesome. The other one, I bet you can guess, but
We might know your opinion on this one.
What's that?
We might know your opinion on this one.
Right? Well, what can I say? Green's my color. No.
It works for you.
Well, I always give her a hard time. I'm like, well, at least you're not a Jigglypuff.
Your Beauty and the Beast stuff is great.
Yes, and I forgot to submit it, but I should have submitted because it was a Halloween episode. Again, people go scroll back about a year ago now. An event, Elpin Elkhart, for their trick-or-treat event. I did that version of Beast, but we had a skeleton that we put like a Party City bell dress on. And then my friend Julie, who was Scarlet Witch, I was like, can you make it look like Beast Mulder to death? And she just kind of goes, big smile on her face. And we, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like we stole the show that year. Because people are either like, oh my God, it's Beast, or they'd be like, oh my God, it's Beast. Where's Belle at?
Love that.
You see the dead skeleton in front of you?
Then there, y'all, are your pretty versions.
She booped the snoot.
That is so good.
Yeah. And once again, that was my fellow henchman Klaus. Oh man, me and him, we're just like we're big fans of Venture Brothers, which is why I call them my fellow henchmen. Because at some point next year, we're finally going to get off our butts, and we're going to do Henchmen 21 and 24 from Venture Brothers. And we're just going to walk around a convention and just be like, dude, you totally have to go and do this. Atomic Comic Collection Agency, shut up, I know it's you.
Oh, goodness.
And the original Kingpin prototype. The white jacket was originally for a different cosplay. And when I started showing, I always tease people when stuff comes in for cosplays, like, can you guess what I'm doing? I showed the jacket. Everybody's like, oh, you're doing Kingpin. And I'm just like, you know what? I like Kingpin. Let's do it and see what happens. And it went over so well that I named part of myself KingBeast, or the King and KingBeast. I miss Galaxy's Edge a lot too, because I went to Disney World to be about a year and a half ago now, and Galaxy's Edge in Florida is just amazing.
Yeah. When the Rise of Resistance ride actually works, it's amazing. It took us 3 tries to get on that stupid ride because it kept breaking down.
I got lucky. Lightning must have struck on Jupiter while in a line with Venus or something, because I had my reservation, but it was for like 8:30 at night, and I made that. I tried doing that, like in the beginning, and I was like,
it's hard to get in. And
Ashley went back to the hotel. She was exhausted. I'm like, well, I'm going to wait for the Galaxy's Edge thing. About 5 o'clock, I'm just kind of going by, and I noticed they just started reopening the line because it was down. And I'm like, you guys letting people in? Yeah. Okay, I'm going in. And I got an early jump on the ride.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was having a few little technical difficulties there for a second.
Yeah. For Gen Con this year, when I was supposed to meet, Mark, my husband was going to be the Punisher and I was going to do my Daredevil gender bend. And it's maybe a good thing that my husband wasn't feeling well enough that I hadn't actually gotten the costume on yet, because I've recently discovered that my like oxblood colored like red leather jacket does not fit my shoulders anymore. It's like painful to wear it. Yeah.
Oh.
It is not in my budget to replace it anytime soon either. Like,
Yeah.
And we don't have to do Kingpin. I mean, if you got something else, just let me know.
oh, I'm just saying I probably would have melted down if like the thing I had planned on being, I had already been most of the way in the costume, and then like, oh no, this really important part that I can't do without fits doesn't fit. Like, yeah. So I think we are on to viewer submissions now.
Ooh.
So.
Yeah, we have a few. Y'all are gonna get to see. Okay, this is Running Wind 7. This is Angel. She was on our episode last month, the pirate episode.
Loving that makeup.
Okay, I asked everybody to send us either their past or present Halloween. She sent us one. The one in the top left corner is from 1974. I love that she went that far back with her Halloween stuff. That is awesome. Now the pirate, the crazy makeup one in the middle top, she sometimes helps with a haunted hayride out here that has a full-blown pirate ship. So she gets to do a ghost pirate. Angel is a pirate, and she's amazing.
I wish I could do makeup like that.
Okay, this is some family. Y'all, this is how long we've been doing Halloween. That bottom left corner is Baby Me by the Jack-o'-lanterns.
Aww.
The nun and the top center, the strawberry shortcake, is my big sister, Misty, back ages ago. I don't have a picture with Brad as a younger, but the bottom corner is the 4 of the 5 of us. Bear was a Ghostbuster with like a backpack with vacuum attachments coming out of his back because we were little kids. We had no money. This is how long my family's been creative, y'all. And the top one, we were at some hayride, and that was Brad putting some mask on, and I am not okay finding that picture of my little brother. I'm going to have nightmares now. See, Halloween is big for my family because it was Dad's birthday. So this is my brother Scoot. He wears that. He made the Halloween the jack-o'-lantern head, and the big monster that's used to be in his yard. Its name is Dave Grohl because his wife Ashley, her favorite band is the Foo Fighters, and his favorite band is Nirvana. So instead of Dave Grohl, it's Dave Grohl.
Daft Punk forever.
He scares the trick-or-treaters by just standing in the yard in all black with the pumpkin head on. Yes. Oh. Scoot says the Ghostbusters.
That's awesome.
It was the late 80s, early 90s, man. We were making everything from whatever was in the house.
Yeah, you can tell that one picture was old because they were using those masks where it was just like 2 little dots for eyes and that little split to breathe.
That was very early 80s because my sister was born in 75 and my oldest brother Bear was little in that. He was like 2 or 3. So that was like 1982 or so.
Oh,
so yeah.
I'm only like a year old in 82. Okay,
this is why I get mad at my oldest brother every year for Halloween. He beats me as a cosplayer every year on Halloween. You gotta admit,
that's a pretty awesome John Wick there.
He went to work dressed like that with the blood and everything on him. He works for Apple. Now, the Dragon Ball Z one, he picked his son up from the NICU when they released him last year dressed as the android from Dragon Ball Z. And then he showed up as Freddie Mercury one year. I saw him from the back and I'm like, this dude is Freddie Mercury. I know it. And he turns around and I'm just like, you have the mustache. Oh my God. You have the freaking mustache. But our friend looks at me, our friend Mark, we have a couple of friends named Mark. So the Mark group, he looks at me and goes, he literally goes, you have the other 364 days. Let Bear have one.
Right.
So this is what my oldest brother does every year. Oh, some other friends of the show. Gingy We've Met Cosplay.
It's what cosplay?
Gingy We've Met. Wow. These are some of Kelly's oh gosh, Chicagoland Cosplay Friends, I believe.
Yes.
She's in so many cosplay groups. I can't even keep them straight, and we're the same person. And then Alexandra Kane Snapshots .98 is on the left there, and they're both so nice. I got to meet both of them each twice this year so far. After
who doesn't love the Mummy? I mean, we all still have a crush on Brendan Fraser thanks to that movie.
It's true.
Moving on. No.
So, guys, this is my whole family on my dad's 75th birthday. It was the Halloween party was his birthday party, and we all dressed up for it. And of course, Bear also showed up once again and ruined us all by being Matt Murdock, and we started calling him Bear Devil.
I wish I had been there for that.
That's not why I'm getting.
Oh,
Wait, do you need me to go back or no?
No. Like this is literally my entire family, other than the newborn nephew. Okay, and guys, this right here is a promo for our amazing theme songwriter Dwayne King Duppy. Go look him up on Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, SoundCloud, Bandcamp. It's King Duppy, Duppy. His album, The Horror of It All, came out last year. It's a Halloween album. It's amazing. This other one is the third in a series. It comes out on Halloween Day. He and my youngest brother decided to write a Western album. Well, this character is called Raymond Wayne the Winchester Kid, and he's named after Dwayne's dad, Raymond, our dad, Wayne, and the Winchester Kid is from our friend Mark. And he wrote this, and each of the 3 albums have come out on one of our dad's birthdays. The last one comes out on Halloween, which is our dad's birthday. And Scoot also plays guitar on one of the tracks. So I figured I would take some time to promote our music writer, an amazing good friend of mine who is multi-talented. Dwayne is a cosplayer. He's a musician. He is one of the nicest humans in the world. Go support his music. So, and Brad wrote the dialogue for it. So it's a big effort from all of us.
Now, real quick, that picture I saw of your family, the reason I was giggling wasn't because of Matt Murdock, but I saw the pumpkin head, and my head is just, in my brain, I'm just like, there's always that one in the family.
Oh, yeah. And you notice in that picture, Scoot's got his phone up. So he was taking a picture of whoever was taking a picture of us.
Right.
Because we don't do things normal.
I don't know what normal is. So.
Okay, the best part was my mom dressed up as a gnome. My mom loves gnomes. Okay, if you come to my house, there are gnomes all over my house. But one year, Mom and I used to teach religious education at our church. We're Catholic. They told the teachers to dress up for Halloween. And Mom's over here going, what can I dress up as? And my youngest brother, Brad, being the smart ass that he is, he goes, well, you're short enough to be a yard gnome. Because my mom's about 5 foot tall.
Oh,
She's little. Dad was 6'3". Mom was about 5'2" when they got married. And Mom decided, first she punched Brad in the stomach because she said, hey, don't be a little shit. Sorry for my language, but that's just how it is. And so that year for Dad's 75th birthday, Mom embraced the yard gnome thing. And she went for it. And we love it. My whole family is over here in this chat, and it is killing me reading some of these comments.
Yeah, if you guys want to hear more stories about what's going on in Andrea's family photos, just go check the comments. We're not going to have time for me to put every single one of them on screen.
No, because, yeah, they also joke that my brother-in-law, Jim, is like the manliest man in existence. Crayle's met him. He helped fix the flat tire on her rental car.
Yeah, no. I mean, they say it's like don't talk to strangers unless you're in Memphis, and then they're probably related to Andrea somehow, some way, and can just help you with your tire on the side of the road.
So yeah,
that's how I met him for the very first time. Andrea was at work. I got a flat tire in between Andreastown and Memphis, and so I call her mom, and her mom is like, "Oh, well, guess what? We have family right near you."
Yeah, my sister happened to be.
Well, fancy that.
She doesn't live here. They were here because, okay, if you know about Memphis, we have a pyramid that used to be an arena. It's now a Bass Pro. Okay, we have one of the largest pyramids in the world, but it is now a Bass Pro shop. They were here at the Bass Pro. I didn't even know they were here. And next thing, when Mom calls me back, because I was actually on the way to a different volunteer event. You were on the way to the conference.
Yeah, that's what you were doing.
And Mom goes, "Don't worry, Jim and Misty are on their way to Crayle." I'm like, "They're in Martin." She goes, "No, they're in Memphis." And I'm like, so that's how Crayle met my sister, my brother-in-law, and my youngest nephew. Well, my sister's youngest. Now he's not the youngest because there's the 1-year-old. My family is a lot, y'all. I'm sorry.
A lot of nice and fun.
And apparently, y'all see, we were, Brad says our biography will one day be called Poor, Bored, and Creative. We made a lot of stuff. So, yeah, the fact that my brothers and my sister are watching the show, supporting this, laughing along with us in the chat about those terrifying strawberry shortcake pictures of my sister.
Oh, I can't wait to read all these when this is done.
Okay, because you know those old 70s and 80s costumes are nightmare fuel. The plastic thing with they haunt your nightmares. So when I found that picture, I'm like, this is going in there because I'm going to terrify all the people that watch our show. If I'm scarred, you're scarred. You're welcome. I love my sister. So anyway, now that I've rambled on about my very crazy, weird, creative family, one day I'll have them on the show.
And before I forget, funny story about that whole Cruella being called a pimp thing. Probably one of the craziest comparisons I've ever had for any of my cosplays happened that same day too. I want to say this guy was joking, but he was just a little bit too serious. And if I upset any political people, I apologize before I say this. But so I'm wearing this stuff, and the guy says, "So I gotta ask, are you Marjorie Taylor Greene?" And I looked at him. I mean, I wish I could have seen the look on my face because I kind of had to have been like, yes. Yes.
Comments at a con. The things you hear in costume, we could all write a book about that.
Oh my God.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right? Between that and being called Lion King whenever I do Beast. Like,
yeah, because, the animals in the Lion King wore full suits.
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah, ask Julie. Next time you talk to Julie, ask her about that one.
And so we've talked about, we're going to get with, in the new year, having Julie on sometime, because we only have 2 episodes left this month, and they are lined up. So, or this year, not this month. Oh, God, we can't do 2 more this month. Y'all, I took a 9-day vacation, and I've been back to work for 2 weeks, and my brain is already like, when's the next 9 days off? So, yeah.
It's we supposed to be talking about Halloween or something? I don't know.
We have themes. We put them in air quotes. We have themes.
Technically the theme was spooky season, so anything we've done this season was on theme. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And hey, some of the encounters we have at cons count as spooky.
Exactly.
Some people are just...
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure you've probably experienced them in your way, and we have definitely, as women cosplayers, experienced some stuff. I've had some things said to me that they're lucky I didn't punch them in the face and got kicked out of the con, but my brain was going, don't get kicked out. Don't get kicked out. Walk away. You won't ever see this person again. That's one of the best parts about walking at cons with either my brothers or Dwayne. Because Scoot is 6'2", Dwayne's about 6'4". They don't mess with me with these guys.
Yeah, that's why Ashley never gets critiqued. It's like, here's big old 6'3", 325-pound Mark to be like, oh, I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, what I think is funny, maybe this is actually now that I'm about to say it out loud, I think this is actually just a sad comment about society. But when dudes say creepy, like harassment-y type things to me at conventions, it usually doesn't make that big of an impression. But when people, like the couple of rare times it's ever happened where somebody's clearly trying to catch me out as some sort of like fake geek girl. That's what gets me seeing red. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, make comments about my body, and I'm like, whatever, you're a loser. But try to act like I don't play D&D while I'm standing here buying individual $7 a piece D4s because my
Yes.
level 17 character needs to cast Magic Missile in a more timely manner. No.
Yes.
Who,
That's it.
who
I was
the
in my
hell
dark phoenix.
cares what
Yes.
your level of nerdom is? I mean,
Okay, also that's what really matters there, but it was just the timing of it. Like, why would you pay $7 a piece for an
To impress some
individual
random-
D4, right?
That happened to me in my Dark Phoenix costume. We were at Memphis Comic Expo 2019. And, I was near Scoot's booth, and I also am proud of him. He says 6'2" and down 61 pounds. He has been getting in really good shape. I'm so proud of my little brother.
Congrats.
But seriously, like this guy, we were starting to talk, and like we were talking X-Men, and like 5 minutes into the conversation, this man goes, "You actually do know what you're talking about." I'm like, yeah, I did. I don't put on 7 layers of shapewear and hot costumes and heels and wigs to impress you, rando. It's for me. It's for me.
The hardest part for me when it comes to cosplays, because we don't get like the face-to-face confrontations much, because it's like I don't want to I don't want to piss off the big guy.
Yeah, they don't want to fight you. They want to fight the girls, even though we probably would kick their butts. Let's be honest, Crayle.
Right. I had this problem. Let me rephrase this. Ashley had this problem when we do Beauty and the Beast, but we also experienced it when we did our Haunted Mansion cosplays about 2 weeks ago. And that is, we have to really bite our lips when, like, for example, Beauty and the Beast, when somebody comes up to us and says, "I really like the 2017 version more than the animated version from '92." And it's like,
You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
yes. And
Gaston was good in the remake.
What's that?
Because it was Luke Evans. Gaston. Luke Evans was fantastic, but the rest of the movie was just. But
We
Luke
don't have
Evans
enough
was
time to go
fantastic.
into everything wrong with that movie.
I like the Beast's song. I like that the Beast got a song.
He has his own song.
It's not bad, and at least he didn't need to be auto-tuned like Emma Watson did.
Yeah, we could all go into a lot on that one.
Yeah,
Right.
we probably shouldn't. We should probably get Mark's advice or message for cosplayers. You've already done a advice for people first getting into it. So is there another topic you'd like to talk about, or do you want to elaborate some more?
Anybody who knows me now, it's like, you are not too big, you're not too ugly, you're not the wrong, you're not, obviously now it's like, doesn't matter if you're male or female, you are good enough. If you are doubting yourself, I can think of at least 3 people right now that you can send messages to and be like, no, you are doing good. We will help you. The phrase I'm telling everybody now is, and this will probably become my new mantra, if you let those negative comments get to you and quit, you quit doing what you love because of bullies who are insecure with themselves, they win. Don't ever, ever let them win. If you ever need to talk to somebody, you got my Instagram account, KingBeast 1354. Drop me a line on my regular Facebook page, Mark DeJarnett. Just tell me, hey, I saw you through Cosplay Cafe. And I will be more than happy to be there, support you, give you advice. The last thing we need is for us to be against each other, and I will always try to be there to help out anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, that's really great. You can also message any of the Cosplay Cafe accounts You can
Any of our
message
personal ones.
Right. I was going to say, Andrea's offered before that you can message her Media Rise account on Instagram. You can message the Phoenix Sisters cosplay and get me or Kelly or both of us, and you won't be able to tell which one's which.
Yeah, you can email us, Facebook, Instagram, any of it. Like Mark, we are there to support you, especially if you're a baby cosplayer and people are telling you you're cosplaying wrong, because there is no wrong way to cosplay.
Right. Absolutely not. And in fact, to find any of that stuff, we have our own link tree.
Yes, because we never can remember it. We'll put it on the screen.
Is it displaying for you guys? Because I'm getting delays. There we go. Yep. So
it's on my phone, but not on my screen with us on the computer, which is weird.
Yeah, that's the issue I've been having too.
I got it on my computer and it's got the three of us.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Good. So
our computers are just dumb.
We're just taking it on faith that the stuff we try to show you is actually going to pop up on the screen from here. But linktree.com/cosplay cafe podcast. Or you can format it the exact way that it is on the screen. It does accept both formats. Yeah. And yeah. Mark, where can we find you and all of your stuff? I know you've mentioned it a couple of times, but let's repeat it at the end of the episode for the people who fast forward to the end to find information.
Yeah, right. Hey, real quick before I do that, just so Crayle, you're not alone. I couldn't help but notice you're the only one that mentioned fears in the world, given the Halloween episode. My fears, no joke, being in a crowded area, elevators to an extent, and believe it or not, I have a fear of kind of still looking at myself in the mirror and on camera. I've yet to actually watch my original podcast from start to finish.
I also do not like to see myself on camera in anything that's like
it's
watching myself
voice.
Move. It's
my voice. I'm hearing my voice. I'm okay with the visuals. It's my voice because I'm Southern, and it's weird when I finally hear it.
Like I tried, like after our first podcast, after I did my first podcast.
Mark, you froze after you did your first podcast.
Oh no, did we lose you?
Yeah. Go away layout thing.
This is what happens when you are live.
Screw it, we're doing it live.
I mean, look, you should have seen Scoot doing live last week. He hadn't done it in over a year, and it took a little while to get back in the swing of things. But he drew a cool, spooky scarecrow, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Did we lose you, Mark? You're just frozen, sitting there looking very happy.
I mean, it's nice to have a smile when the screen is frozen.
Yeah, at least it didn't freeze like one of those weird, like, you know, like when you pause a Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we lost him.
I think we did. I mean, we're half an hour over anyway, and we did get his parting words. So
yes, and so guys, if you need him, if you want to find him, you like he said, you can look up his name on Facebook, or it's KingBeast 1345 on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and he's
it's
so
on
nice.
Our title card. Super supportive, super great. I'm glad he came back for a second episode. Our one about plus size cosplay, we got deep, but we laughed a lot too. So really go back and watch that one if you want to see even more of how much an amazing, kind human Mark is.
Yep. All right. I mentioned for Andrea, Media Rise, like it is on her name there for Instagram. You can see any of all three of the hosts at linktree.com/cosplay cafe podcast.
Yes.
I'm going to do a teeny tiny, like really short obligatory reminder that I make Pokemon dioramas and Pokeball art. The username on any social media is @Pokeballs by Crayle. And I think my website where you can purchase some of that stuff might be on the Cosplay Cafe link tree. If it's not, you can message us though.
I think it is. I think so. If not, we should put it on there.
Probably. But I mean, or you can message any of us though. Like Andrea's not going to get mad if you're like, where can I buy Crayle's art? In fact, I think she'd be very happy for me. Hey, we got Mark back.
We got Mark. Okay. We lost you there for a minute, buddy.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, my phone or my computer decided to fart out on me. You're not the only one with a you guys aren't the only ones with bad computers. Sorry about that.
Right.
Good.
Well,
We were
did
trying to
tell
find-
everybody where they could find you. So
Yeah.
look for you.
Yeah. Facebook, just Mark DeJarnett. If you drop a friend request, just do me a favor, say, "Hey, I saw you on the Cosplay Cafe podcast," and then I'll be like, "Okay, it's not just somebody trying to get more followers, trying to."
Yeah. True. True. People do that.
And usually don't use my phone camera here. But yeah, Mark DeJarnett on Facebook and Instagram, KingBeast 1354.
54. Okay, I said 45. Excuse me. I had dyslexia.
Cool.
54. The man knows his username better than I know his username, which is appropriate.
But yeah, again, just drop me a line saying, "Hey, I saw you from the Cosplay Cafe Cosplay podcast," and I'd be like, "Cool," and I'll do a follow for follow, So other than that,
Yep. Well, like you said, we're about an hour and a half, so we're usually an hour. So think we're wrapping it up, guys.
all right,
or bye.
see you guys.
Season.
Cosplay Cafe is sponsored by whycosplay.com, which is your one-stop shop for quality costumes and cosplay supplies. So click on the link in our show notes to get a 20% off discount. Or not, if you hate saving money. I don't know you. I don't know your life. Clicking on the link does help support our show. So, you know what? Just do the thing. Do the thing.